You already know, Easy here, Easy A in the building. I want to thank my Heavenly Father, the all in all He controls, all timelines, past, present, future, dimensions, multiverses, etc., etc. It's time to really amaze people, amaze myself, and also give credit, all the credit, to our Heavenly Father. This is no game. This is absolute truth, absolute God's love. Like I said, he's constantly talking, and I finally tuned myself to constantly hear it and jump when it's appropriate to jump. And I don't just mean jump, I mean super leaps, quantum leaps. I know a lot of the stuff is truth that come out my mouth. A lot of the stuff is real. Y'all can relate in your own way. But it also is over your head for the simple fact you haven't healed yourself to a certain extent. Am I completely healed? No. Can I be wounded and take scars? Yes, we all do. But how well have you gotten on patching yourself up, no matter how deep the wound is? And it's not truly you patching yourself up. You have to help aid your doctor, the physician in this world, and the heavenly one, which is our Heavenly Father, to be diligent, be real, be vulnerable, be authentic. I'm gonna start a trend, a free trend, a trend that everybody in the world, no matter what ethnicity, if technology has reached your land, your world, where you have a smartphone, you have social media, it's gonna be what I'm gonna say. It's hard. It's not it's easy, but it's hard because as like how I'm doing right now, I'm being vulnerable to the universe. I haven't did a lot of talking on my situation, the my life and the spiritual attacks from young all the way to this time. I've just been spitting out little stuff that's recently, have materialized and a little of it from the past that, you know, helped open and shatter the veil that was on my eyes to get to this point where I'm at now, which, like I said, it's you have to experience it to actually. There's really no word. You can't put it in words. It has to be felt. It has to be incorporated where you just know because of what you know and the insight of what you know is being delivered to you. And the only way that actually happens is when you start respecting the divine insight that is given, not letting the noise overshadow that. If, you know, the Holy One gives you a gift and you excited, it touched you, you have understanding of it, it gave you eagerness, it gave you hope, it you know, kind of brought you back to life, if you want to say a rebirth. And we have, all of us have been given a lot, have been through a lot of rebirths, and not knowing that it has been a rebirth. Whenever you have been broken down or felt the situation let you down or things just ain't working to your favor, when all you try to do is exist like everybody else, not knowing that you really ain't existing like everybody else. They trying to get you there by putting you through what you actually going through, right? A lot of it is conscious stuff that we choose, things that, you know, grab our attention or intrigues us, and, you know, we go, you know, following that rabbit to see what information and knowledge that it holds. And subconsciously and consciously, we have picked up a lot of negative stuff that, you know, we would never want done to us, but yet we doing it to the next individual. And then it's a contradiction to that, because only hurt people hurt people. So most likely, whatever they dishing out is what they experienced. You know, I have full understanding on how far one individual will go to survive in this environment, to try to put stability, not just for you, but for your lineage down the line, because we are all taught that, to leave something, to leave something better than what we had from the point where we started from. We don't want our lineage to have the struggle, or shouldn't want the lineage behind us to have the struggle that we endure. So I could see how, and just being real, how it can become so easy to sacrifice other people and oneself without knowing to gain that type of stability. Some might even say legacy, but it's painted as glorious, but in all reality, it's all consuming dirt, filth. Just because it look clean on the outside don't mean it's clean on the inside. Just because it's dirty on the outside don't mean it's dirty on the inside. When we learn that everything comes with a balance, no matter what vessel it's to come from, it's only up to them to find that balance. We can't force it. We could try to enlighten or give it another way, but it has to be broken to a point where it will actually hear that information and be desperate to use that information. And as they desperate learning or at least attempting to use that information, and I'm gonna say it, just because you learn something and you start putting it into process, that it's gonna automatically take off. That's just like starting a business. You went to school, you grab what you did, all the book knowledge, and done did certain jobs which go in those fields to gain a sense of what what you really actually need to know. And if you haven't done that, then you're guaranteed to fail. But there's no how you say dishonor in that. It's just a learning lesson. And if you see the lesson and the hardship, because you are gonna be hurt, you are gonna be devastated, that you put time and energy and finance into a situation that maybe flopped, or you're struggling to make it flourish where you feel that you're getting a return on your investment. One of the biggest lessons that I learned is endurance, patience. Struggle is knowledge. Struggle struggle prepares the warrior for the war. Because basically, this is just training. And then after you go through this training, you get thrown in the field to see if you really learned what you needed to learn, and actually, through your trials and errors, adapted and own it, where it becomes second nature. And once it becomes that way, it's win. It's a win. Because when you know. And as long as you're doing everything that you know in the right way, because you know it, guarantee you win. I'm going to set you on your healing path with the social media and the technology that we have, like I was saying earlier. Start talking. Start talking your trauma. Start talking your experience. And as you do this, release it. As you do this, look through it, decipher what is golden and what is worthless. The things of value you keep and you put it to use. And as it came to you freely, you give it away freely. So you will always receive freely. The information that these gatekeepers, these, cults, these lodges, lodges, secret society, government, they have knowledge of this. And they use it to keep it to themselves. So only who they want to grow or be nurtured to whatever extent they willing to tend to that garden, because it's not their garden that they will be tending to. I'm I'm gonna put myself as in the aspect of a gardener. I'm a great gardener. My land is lavish. Everything that I produce is more than acceptable. Everybody else knows this. So you have questions. Yo, how did you? Can you show me? Can you? And I do. Now you doing what you doing on your land with however you incorporate whatever have I given to you, and you start producing better quality whatever you grow. Now somebody comes to you because they see how yours is flourishing, and for some reason they don't know, they don't haven't seen my garden or whatever, and that's all right. My garden is for me. My garden is not for everybody else. They come to them and start asking, similar questions. The person say, "I'll help you, but you have to give me this, and that," or "You have to always be under me. You can't go to nobody else. You'll always have to come to me for my services to for you to survive." That's basically what that individual will be saying to that individual, but they ain't gonna actually say that out their mouths unless they really bold, really bold and egotistical to think that they'll actually get away with that, which they might for the time being. I want to put something out there that maybe individuals don't know. All contracts can be broken. All contracts can be breached. All contracts is only bound or bind when both agree or continue to agree on that relationship or that contract. Contracts can also always be renegotiated or completely broken, never to be reestablished. And that's from each individual choice. No matter if one don't want the contract to break. If you don't willingly agree to stay there in that contract, the contract is broken. Your pain in speaking it is healing to your soul. And it's also helpful in healing to a lost soul that may never ever meet you in person or in your lifetime, be in your lifetime, but yet your story, your insight, your situation, and them hearing you voice it, you will activate something in somebody. You are also activating what you activating in somebody and within yourself. Speaking healing upon yourself, not knowingly, but I'm letting you know. So when you're doing it, you actually speaking healing on yourself. Early on in it, you know, let your emotions flow. If you're angry, you got rage, express it, show it, not where you hurting somebody, but you verbally hurting somebody. Because believe it or not, the people that you don't think that's watching or hearing you, they hear you loud and clear. They can't help it. You everything that they're not at the moment. You're everything that they could have been and still can be if they willing to face themselves, willing to forgive themselves, willing to first and foremost be willing to have that connection truly with God. Only He could mold you like the skilled entity he, she, it is. Where you say that it could do it all, that ain't nothing beyond its capability. That is absolute truth. And when you truly tap in, taking little steps, and seeing the answers and the truth that's in it, and start being reassured with the constant programming, or open yourself up to receive from the divine link. It relieves all your fears, even if you have fears. Fear will never really truly leave you. It's how you face it that make it make the fear stand. Once you face the fear, whatever fear it is, and you see that you survived, you did it. No matter how small it was, you did it. And you closed your eyes, praying that your world wasn't over. And then somehow you woke up the next day and you're still alive. With that minute victory. And with God's love, He tell you there's more to come, greater, bigger, more vaster than you could even fathom. But once you keep on trusting and testing and growing that little mustard seed or speck, and I mean truly speck, microscopic, beyond microscopic speck, it can be that small. It'll eventually start growing into something bigger. Even if you don't see it, it's just like a seed in the garden. You put it in darkness, you put it in the dirt. And this is where we at. We in darkness. We live in darkness, but we swear that we in light, because that's the illusion. So for years, we're buried in darkness, and how we are nurtured or not nurtured is how our roots grow. And the deeper the roots go, the stronger that plant will be when it decides to sprout upwards. When you start sprouting upwards, and you start running into storms, you run into, other life forms that come and gonna wanna live off of you, wanna feed off of you, maybe even completely destroy you, not knowing that if it just took a little, it would have been forever there to come back to take a little more. When you destroy something completely, it's no longer there to have access to, and that is a true loss. So in this wicked world, I ask that we be seeds and grow into trees, no matter what entails for us, instead of being weeds, killing off other trees, calling it survival. And in our earlier video, I told you everything is a parasite. We all need the all. That is no lie, that is no joke. Until we realize that, will continue to destroy with no give back. We have beaten up our Mother Earth, our planet. We have put so many scars on her in all types of ways, as we have put all types of scars on ourselves, knowingly and unknowingly. I want us to start loving Mother Gaia as how she been loving us. Without her, what house would you have? You have nothing to put it on. What water would you drink? You will not have her to be able for her to produce the water that we so desperately need, or the food that we put in our systems. Technology is an add-on. Technology is not an all in all. Because when everything is synthetic, you don't get no true nourishment, no real nourishment. And if you don't get no real nourishment, you're truly dead in more ways than one. Like I said, there's levels to this shit. But whatever death or however death you want to look at it, accept the truth. And then slowly open your mind that that same solution could be used in every aspect of your life. And that's with everything you have learned, advanced and basic. First have a strong basic, and then as you add on, have a strong add-on, and keep all those things strong. You got to come back and check your basic to make sure that add-on is standing solid. And then the add-on that you got on top of that is standing solid on top of that. The structure, foundation. And if it's made up on lies, deceit, abuse, corruption, sabotage, it all crumbles. Start a trend. Speak your lives. Speak what you feel that you are not afraid to say, because you don't have to reveal all, but eventually you will, because you'll have no fear of what it holds, because you eventually have reached the point of not caring, but knowing that you have to, even if you don't do it on camera, but with trusted individuals, truly trusted individuals, because they're around you and they can try to use these things as weapons if you ain't fully healed in it. Like now, as I make these videos and I post them, I know there will be a lot of crazy comments, a lot of nasty, wicked, uneducated, and I'm not talking about 3D education, I'm talking about true understanding of oneself, that education, the education that life actually gives you, not what it forces you to accept. weird that, like I said, I'll be having downloads or conversations when I jump on to you know go into on how it came to me, and it'd be so powerful. And then when I get on here and start into it, it turns into what it turns into, and it's still absolute perfection. I'm speaking to subconsciousness. I'm speaking to spirit, to the soul, to the actual spirit, and I'm telling it to come forth. I'm telling it to gain control of this vessel that we reside in, instead of letting the vessel control us. You'll hate me and thank me. You'll hate me and love me. You'll love me and despise me. Because the truth is this: the truth. Be mentally prepared for answers that we all have had, that we all have said out our mouths at one point or another. And we in the time where all your answers is being answered, and you won't be able to deny it. Nobody else will beat you up like how your spirit who beat you up. So give in, surrender to your spirit, let it show you the way, let your heart lead you. Excuse me, that itches like crazy and I had to, but you human, nobody can say that they never dug in their nose. But you didn't see no boogers come out, you just see me itching. And when something bothers you, you automatically attend to it. It's a human trait. Like right now, say a mosquito or some type of bug bite me right now. I might not react to it right then and then, but when the body signals say, yo, something going on, you'll do this. Then as you do this, you just irritate it. So now you, and then it, evolves into what has happened. Excuse me for the burp. And you fall on this channel or listen to this channel, you're going to get real, pure thoughts, pure situations. No glitz and glamour. No, oh, follow me and everything is going to be perfect. I'm going to give you another reality. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. Nothing is perfect, but because nothing is perfect, everything is perfect. I know you like you a motherfucker. Do that make sense? It does. It truly does. And I'm waiting for y'all to get there. Because y'all will eventually get there. But I'll be somewhere else cheering you on to get where I will be at. And then when you get there, I'm already somewhere else. And this will keep going until I'm off the planet. But by that time, everybody is infected. And I left a lineage that will keep it going in God's spirit, under His guidance, under everything I have learned and everything I will have learned through the divine creator, the all spark, the all in all, the one that resides in all of us, but yet allow us to experience what we experience for the greater good, for the glory that and the praises that He deserves. He, you know, the all creator deserves so much respect, so much beyond words, beyond actions. We couldn't. Our praises is really worthless to Him because we couldn't do anything to His glory is His own and His alone. So don't ruin yourself by trying to say it's you and get big headed and lose yourself in the glory that comes from Him and get it snatched away, as so many have experienced. And you that's watching now, that's on the chaos frequency, the world frequency, the feet in the flesh frequency, holy feet in the flesh, not feet in the spirit, but totally feet in this vessel, what it craves. And it craves death, it craves carnage, it craves blood, it craves excitement that leads into madness, that leads into sorrowness, it leads into death, where we don't see no resurrection. Yeah, you might take one step and then take 5 steps back. As long as you keep on taking that step, that 5 steps back will eventually start getting shorter. And as it gets short, and then eventually becomes even, where you meet it, it meets you. Y'all standing on a parallel plane. You can start taking steps in front of it. And as you start taking steps in front of it, you can start running. As you're running, you might get a little too excited, a little too, happy with yourself because you experience the crazy momentum, and you will fall and fall kind of hard if you ain't prepared for it. But hopefully you remember how to pick yourself up, because you're still way ahead, way, way ahead than where you originally started from how you was lacking till you became parallel, to you at a place of overwhelming abundance where you can help lead other people out of their situations in a healthy way, not saving them, but giving them away, giving them a helping hand, relieving a little of that weight and pressure. And you're not really putting it on you because you have abundance. And through the abundance, you have handed it to God, because it will be God will telling you, take care of that. That person needs it, and they will do well with what's been given to them. And if not, that's on them. You did your part. That's all we have to do, is do our part. Not do our part for somebody else, but do our part for ourselves, and do our part for Him, to make what we desire and everything we don't desire to manifest in bliss in our life. Lately, I've been seeing me talking real smoothly, been in a real serene state while I'm talking. You don't really see no rage. You don't see no anger, no malice, no. But yet, I'm hitting harder than I ever would with the rage or being in that, because y'all will hear nothing but hurt. That's all y'all will hear. Nothing but hurt. Y'all wouldn't hear the message. Y'all would hear, oh, he's going through something. And he's going through something bad. Listen to him. Matter of fact, don't listen to him. Because if it was that, he wouldn't have to be so dramatic. And that's another lesson to learn. But you will see a fire, a rage, a consuming, not die for justice come out of me every now and then. It'll be fiery. It'll be emotional. It'll be intense. But it will be genuine. And because you would have stuck around and resonated with the vibe that, or the signal, or the light that I'm projecting so awesomely, so unfathomably seen in all realms, dimensions, where it beckons recognition and duty of servitude as I serve. Join the revolution, join the new way of living, join the peace and abundance that you will witness in my life and in your own. Is my way absolute? No. There's other ways to get there. There's other lights that will help you get there. But who's to say I wasn't the one that opened up that light to open up you? Like I said, make this, whatever you hear that touches you, make it your own. Not twisted, not manipulated, but make it your own. Where your resonance, your frequency, your genuinely, your genuine ethic, authentic self come out and show itself in pure God's love and witness and not witness your magic, because the world is changing and it's changing for the better. It's changing because you changed yourself or I changed myself. And as far as we keep continuing to elevate in evolution in oneself and one understanding and being truly connected to our Creator, you don't need a priest. You don't need a pastor. All you need is you. You are the church, and you're all the congregation. And talk to Him directly, always and forever. And sit back and wait to receive. Not in anger, not because it didn't happen when you want it to happen, not because, you know, we expect shit to happen instantly. But even the ones that attacked is attacking me or has attacked me have been sent that answer. I was that answer. I'm still that answer. And I'm delivering the antidote, the remedy to them also. But it's up to them to accept. It's up to them to surrender to God's will, to be acceptance, stand in their truth, they hurt, they exposeness, and learn everything they supposed to learn from it and move forward. Drag yourself. Drag yourself until you raw. Stand up. Start crawling. You know. Pick yourself up to the best of your ability and start crawling. Crawl slow. Crawl long. Crawl fast. build an endurance. Start picking up that weight that's pushing you down. Start letting that weight know that, okay, you got me, but I'm going to have you. And then when I got you, I'm going to release you and go to something else. And 9 times out of 10, it will be heavier than what you just freed yourself from. But that's the tests. Those are the tests. Those are the rebirths. Those are the evolutions. Because right now, we have learned a lot. We have changed a lot. We have belief in ourselves. We have belief in the divine. The heavenly. We have belief in the scales of divine law. And there will be forever levels to this shit. Or it will be another awakening. There will be another revelation of stuff that you already believe you know. Stuff that you have just relearned. And yet we'll have to relearn yet another chapter that is divinely orchestrated. No matter which way you go, it's your choice and your destiny that you leading yourself on. So really think, choose healing, release the weight, and grow to be able to endure more so you can grow more, so you can endure even more, so you can grow even more. It's the cycle of life. Or you could do it the opposite way. Regress, 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 regress. Either way is your choice. Either way is your destiny. No matter what ancestral heritage you come from. Your ancestral bloodline could be wicked from the beginning of time all the way to you. But it takes you of conscious thought, of willingness to stand for what is right and what is truth, knowing that there is a better way, and walk it in true faith that it will lead you to wholeness and freedom of all that holds you and your lineage. And we start a whole new timeline for generations and lineages to come. So I talk to the ones that's destined. So if you hear my voice, you're already destined to be these ones to break these generational curses. You are the one, but you have to choose to be the one. You have to know in everything in your being that that is your destiny, and ain't nothing in this world or not in this world that will inhibit it. Walk in fear. But then again, don't have no fear. Face it. Once you face it, it shows itself small. We make giants into giants. We made giants out of molehills. Let's start reverting those giants back into the specks that they are. God bless them. Like I said, it always go somewhere where I didn't intend it to go. But that's also God protecting me from giving out a little too much information. You know, you know. My job is to make it easier for y'all, because I and others is paving the way, showing you this new path that we retrofit. We are map makers. We are road pavers. We remove the rubble, the stones, and make everything flat and smooth for clean, unadulterated pass through. When we had to stop and dig and break and remove, fill up, make even, go a little more and run into another obstacle where you might have to build a bridge or take down a bridge so you could rebuild a bridge. But God is still not gonna make it totally easy. We paving the road, but you're gonna have to pay the gas. You're gonna have to pay for the toll. You're gonna have to supply the vehicle, which all these things you do have already. And if you don't feel you do, ask God to provide these things. And through you going through your journey, your spiritual journey, your religious journey, your life journey, searching for the real meaning of life, the true essence of your existence. Since time began, man have pondered why we here, how we got here, which we already knew because our forefathers have left this information, but because they didn't experience God, how our forefathers have experienced God, there was unbelief. You know what the Bible says. You know what your forefathers said. You know, your ancestors, things that they have taught you. But as time go on, when they are gone, and if you're not truly using what they gave you or truly standing on what was passed down, because you didn't live it, you have inherited it. When you live it, you have a more of an understanding. That's why I say you have to go through it. No matter how you go through it, you're gonna go through it because that's just life. It's, we have questions, and even though I have answers, I still those questions still pop back up, and then the answer presents itself again. So I thank God for that. That He keeps on reminding me, because I feel that I be repeating myself because I was just about to do that. But it's something that I've already said, so there's no reason for me to keep on spitting that same, stuff, even though repetition is diligence. What's the word I'm trying to find out? Discipline. When you repeat something over and over and over, it becomes second nature, and that's conditioning, disciplining, whatever outcome or habit that we choose to cultivate. Excuse me, my nose is itching like crazy. But that's for now. May God bless and be upon y'all. Prepare for a lot. This is just the beginning. Tip of the tip of the iceberg. All right? One.